So in DKT, as I've mentioned, we have products for family planning. So you have quite a range of contraceptives. But maybe first I'd like to mention what our mission is. Our mission in DKT is to increase the affordability and availability of modern birth control methods. We also intend to strengthen the supply chain, who are the distributors you get maybe commodities from. And we also intend to increase demand by inspiring new contraceptive users. So for contraceptives, we have them branded Lydia. I'm sure for last year ECSACON, some of us got a few merchandise branded Lydia. So Lydia is our brand for family planning products, of which we have an emergency contraceptive called the Lydia Post Pill, but I'll probably concentrate more on the longer terms, which are what we recommend for the patients. So we have a DMPA subcutaneous. I'm sure we all know Depo, but the latest Depo that has been in the market is called Cyanopress, which is a self-inject. So Cyanopress is still by the same company, Pfizer, but it was brought into the market to increase access, because this one is one the patient is able to inject on her own in the privacy of the home. But this follows them being trained by the healthcare providers how to use, how to dispose. So if you feel they're competent enough is when you're able to give them a prescription for that. Cyanopress basically combines the vial, the needle, and the syringe into one to make it easier for the woman to inject. So it's not something simple the woman just goes and purchases on herself at the pharmacy. They have to first come through you. You train them, but also on the side, MOH is also rolling it out. I think it's already in some counties, so we are also waiting for their guidelines. In as much as you're targeting the private sector and a bit of the public, we are still waiting for their guidelines on how it's going to be enrolled. So currently we are depending on the healthcare providers to administer it and to start rolling it out, but in very few areas. But it's a product that's available. And then for IUDs, we have 6 types of IUDs. I'll quickly go through them because I have a few minutes. Then maybe for the questions and maybe the skills, we can discuss outside, because we also normally hold training sessions in various counties. So for the IUDs, we have them in 3 shapes. We normally call this the U-shaped, but it was previously called the multi-load, long time ago when it was new in the market. But we have it as a Lydia CU250 that covers the woman for 3 years. So it has a very small amount of copper, that is the 250 millimeters squared. Then we have a Lydia 375 Slick. It's called Slick because it's a very short IUD. So we target it for the nulliparous women, the women who sound less than 6. We have a Lydia Copper Y. So this one is very easy to insert. It was previously in the market called Nova T, but it's painless at insertion and doesn't cause laceration and perforation. We also have it on display outside. Then we have 3 types of Copper Ts. We have what is common. I think this is the most common IUD in Kenya. Then we have one that comes with a contraption for loading. It makes it easier to load. You don't have to actually have gloves and all. It ensures the aseptic procedure is practiced, and it ensures you have an easy and quick loading. Then we also have the Lydia postpartum IUD, still a Copper T, but it comes with a longer inserter, and it's inserted immediately after 3rd stage when the placenta is out. So those are the types of IUDs we have in the market. Then we also have a brand called Care. So Care is our brand for, we say it generally for reproductive health care, but under Care the products we have are a plain misoprostol called the Misocare. We also have a combination of misoprostol and mifepristone called the MA-Care. It offers high efficacy because you all know the function of mifepristone is to cause detachment. So it's the gold standard for medical abortion basically. And then lastly we have the IPAS MVA, which we are a sole distributor of in Kenya, and it comes with the 8 color-coded cannulae and also silicone in the package. So those are the products we have for DKT. For further discussion, how to get our products, the prices, which are very subsidized, we can hold more discussion outside at the booth. So thank you for your attention.
Or what makes it attached to that uterus that it is not expelled? together with the clots that come after that.
The challenge we are having IUCD, like where I come from Kakamega, is not a very popular method, but for the few who have accepted it, especially the people who are delivering for the first time, and they are really scared, they are very careful, and it actually attaches well. Though I'm not ruling out that some of them are not expelled. So we check if it has been expelled, we put it again.
Yeah, so indeed, the expulsion of the postpartum is higher because of the obvious reasons, but we normally encourage it in cases where, for example, if we don't let her go with a contraceptive, she'll probably come back in a few months pregnant again. And there are normally many other situations where we'd recommend the PP-IUD. So it depends on the specific case, and maybe the situations where the benefit would outweigh the risk of having it. But indeed, the expulsion is normally a bit higher compared to the normal ICDs.
So with all the myths and misconceptions around it, I think many of the places where healthcare workers have been trained, the midwives have been trained well in terms of insertion, and even other clinical health providers, the retention is quite good and the acceptance is also good, as long as you start the counseling process during the antenatal period. But those who have, because you have trained, in my other life before I joined this other field work, we used to do it, and we trained clinical officers, midwives to do it. So let's those who are currently practicing.
Good morning. I just want to comment on the PPIUD. Currently in Nakuru PGH, or rather Nakuru County is one of the sites being supported by COGS for PPIUD insertion. And counseling, as Daktari has said, starts antenatally. And after counseling, we do it we do it immediately after third stage, when that mother is vulnerable. In that coach, the placenta is out, and the the mother normally consents earlier. So that is when we put we insert the IUCD. And for the failure rate, for the statistics that we have for the 2018, because I have them, we did a counseling, we counseled 702 mothers, and of the 702, somehow along the way we had around 47 who declined. And for the ones inserted, we only had 2 which were expelled. So PPIUD is real and it works. Yeah, even intraoperative, for those mothers who undergo cesarean section, it is also advocated for. During a cesarean section, we also give PPIUD, and we use the Lydia. Thank you.